It's quiet out here today. Many of us long for the Saturdays when it's not so quiet, when this place is full of people and excitement and potential, the roar of the crowd, the band playing. We can't wait for those days. But the truth is, no matter how fun those Saturdays are, there's a whole lot of time spent in places like the Murphy Center lifting weights, or the practice field going over plays, the coach's offices building strategies, working through things so that it'll be just right when that Saturday comes. Today, our Nonprofit Nugget is all about strategic planning. Just a few quick pointers to think about how can we plan in a season of such uncertainty. In order to be successful, we've got to have a good game plan. Just last week, Hartford ENC had a strategic planning session where we thought we were going to spell out the next 3 to 5 years, but once we got together, we realized, the wisdom is for us to look right now, to look at the short term, because we don't know what's going to happen 6 months from now. With all the changes in the air, there's some things that we are facing today that are critical for us to consider as we think about our plans going forward. Today, we want to share with you a simple game plan for revisiting your strategy during a season of uncertainty. And basically, it's 3 simple things: a short-term perspective, an honest assessment of reality, and a tool that will work for you and your team. Let's talk a little bit about each of those. First of all, a short-term perspective. We can only look so far ahead right now because there's so many things that are out of our control. There's something special about this season where we need to shorten our vision and consider what exactly is happening right now, the next 30, 60, 90 days, maybe not beyond a year. What's going to happen in our organization? What realities are we facing due to these new circumstances that deserve our attention, that demand us maybe reevaluating and rethinking some of the things we're doing? Secondly, an honest assessment of our current reality. What are we facing today? What's changed? What does the future look like? Those are great questions to ask, and really for us to get an honest assessment, we need to ask a number of people. We need to ask our team, our staff, our volunteers, our board members, but also the people we serve, maybe some community leaders. What's going on in our world today that we really may need to address as an organization? Perhaps our programs have shifted. If that's true, then our strategy should shift too. Take an honest look, take time to get an honest look at what the reality is today so you'll be able to plan for the future. The third thing is a tool that works for you. And by tool, I mean a template, a model, a one-page document that you can use to help you capture and understand and track the success of your strategic plan. The last thing your strategic plan needs to be is in a folder on a shelf or on a poster on your wall that no one looks at. It needs to be practical. At Hartford ENC, we've chosen to use a tool called the Vision Traction Organizer. It's from the book Traction by Gino Wickman, and it's just a one-page tool. And there are many tools. This for us has been very practical. One side it captures our vision, where we can talk about our long-term goals, our mission, vision, values, and who we are. And the other side captures the traction, which is here's what's happening this year. Here's what we're going to do this year. Here are our goals for the next quarter. Here's who's responsible for that. And here's the accountability of how we're going to get there and when. One of my favorite parts of this tool is it gives us a place to list the issues we're going to face. Often the issues will blindside us, the things we don't see coming, the things that are unexpected, and also the things we just can't seem to get past. But if we list them and begin to think about strategically how we can get through those things, we're much more likely to do so. Like I said, last week we met to talk about our strategic plan for the near future. And instead of looking at the long term, we realized it made more sense to look at the short term. What's going to happen over the next 30, 60, 90 days? It's going to affect the way we serve and the way our community is moving forward. I think it would be smart for all of us to take time to revisit our strategic plan and consider those things. It's a simple game plan. You need to take a short-term perspective, an honest assessment of what the realities are, and have a tool that works for you and your organization. If we put those 3 things together, we'll be well on our way to continuing to adjust our strategies to fit the current realities and be more effective in our calling.